Hey everyone, Dennis DaSilva, broker for Revolv Real Estate. Today is going to be a pretty awesome podcast. You have Rebello, Cory, DaSilva. We're going to be talking about the Fall River market for investors and what's coming to the area. It's going to be an exciting podcast. Please stay tuned.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Cory DaSilva here with Revolv Real Estate.
Rebello.
And today we're going to talk about real estate investing on the South Coast and the different types of markets and what we're experiencing as agents on the South Coast. Today we're going to hop in, talk a little bit about real estate investing. It was your idea. You're like, hey Cory, I want to sit down and talk about it. So we can go from there. I have a little bit of experience in it. I've kind of grown up more on the rental sides of things though. I've done a lot with the rental markets. I was involved in kind of like a single family rehab recently. So I have a little bit there. As far as your end, what have you done kind of rental-wise, types of clients you've worked with in that type of investment field?
You know, clients I've picked up over the years, investors, honestly, one of my favorite things to do. I mean, really what it comes down to, love selling single-family residential. It's great, but there's something about multifamily, properties in the South Coast right now. There's a lot of buzz.
Why do you think investors you personally like to deal with or that industry kind of interests you a little bit?
Well, really what it comes down to is it's something that, interests me, and it feels good to help, folks become successful, really. I'm telling you, I do like to, have clients of mine going down a path to success. I mean, there's nothing better than building your assets.
Yeah, it's good having that residual income. Yeah, that's good. I personally, I like investors because they're more focused. Mm-hmm. They kind of go in, they know what they want. And this, like I said, it's nothing against the single family because obviously those are big investments. You know what I mean? Buying a house is one of the biggest things in your life. So obviously they're going to be picky with little things, but investors seem to have a clearer focus. And it makes our jobs easier. It does because we know what they're looking for. If the numbers make sense, the house makes sense. And that's kind of a lot of things that they base that off of. And that, to me, that's kind of how I like to see things. I like to be able to look on what's on the market and be like, okay, so this is going at this much, this is going at this much, you get this much in rents, then the numbers make sense. That's how we like to push things here. You mentioned multifamilies. What are you seeing in the multifamily market right now?
Well, it's super hot. I mean, I just listed, beautiful property in Fall River, great area. I mean, the heat, the action, everything has just been
what type of budget were you getting on that?
I mean, I put it on Zillow as a coming soon, and I immediately got action on it and pretty much put it under agreement off of that. I mean, one group showing, first day listed on the MLS, offers and
good.
Solid offers, strong offers, and the buzz has continued, and it's just nonstop, really.
And what have you been seeing in price ranges now for multifamilies?
Well, I mean, it's going up.
They're going up. Like personally, from what I've been seeing, is I know I've put this year alone three multifamilies under agreement. Right. Minimums of 330s, upwards of 450s.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's constant range, and people are like, how is this happening? Because I know I talk back to like my parents and just other people who've kind of been investing. They're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like we've been buying multifamilies at 190, 140, 250, and top of the top.
Right.
The market's just not like that anymore, and it's tough for people to grasp that. Some of the older type of investors aren't used to this market shift because they're like, we've seen this before. Do you think we're going to see some type of crash, or do you think where the market's going to be?
There's a good feel right now as far as the economy goes, and I'm not going to get into politics in this podcast.
No.
We're not in the situation we were, in the 2000s, let's say, with 0% financing. Across the board, anybody can walk into any mortgage company, get a loan.
And that's kind of my biggest rebuttal to people when they say that. And I say, listen, you're right. But when that happened, things have been put in place to stop that from happening again.
Right.
And people on the outside don't understand kind of the regulations that we see and with the buyers, how strict the loan process is going, the vetting process. Things are shifting.
Yeah.
And I think people don't understand that this is very hyper-local right now, what's happening in the multifamily. It's not cross-country the multifamilies are blowing up. It's very much in our little local area.
It is. I mean, Fall River, for example. I mean, look, we are seeing investors from Boston continuously coming down for the pricing, right?
Yeah.
We have some of the lowest pricing here in the South Coast. Fall River, New Bedford.
Rents are on the rise. Everything's going up. 2 of the last 3 were all out of towns. 2 of them were from Dorchester. They came down like, listen, this is $600,000 up in Dorchester. They're like, I'll take maybe even $1 million.
There's bigger buzz than people even realize. I mean, we have investors coming from California. I mean, this is no joke. This isn't some exaggerated, sales ploy. I mean, there's a website I follow too, Bigger Pockets. I don't know if you ever looked into that, but anybody that's interested in real estate investing, Bigger Pockets is a good, resource for information. And I actually flagged Fall River as, something that I get alerted on when people start commenting or talking about, real estate investing in Fall River. And you even have people coming from California, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Okay. Crazy for people to grasp that concept.
The numbers are making sense. What you're getting in rentals and what you're paying for the house, you're getting that 5%, and that's what that 5% number. I know a lot of investors look. I like to stay more comfortably towards the 10, but it's more than your money was making sitting in the bank. So these people with the few $100,000 sitting there, they're like, listen, let's put it in, make the return. Yeah, it's a little bit of legwork being a landlord, but there's different avenues around this. Some people use property managers, some people don't. But at the end of the day, if the numbers are making sense, and that's the biggest things I like when I have my investors, we kind of walk through a spreadsheet. And if the numbers are making sense, property makes sense for them. Yeah,
and there's a variety of factors as well. I mean, in the South Coast itself, so first of all, rents are spiking like crazy. I mean, we've seen like 16 to 17% increases in Fall River alone. I mean, we're in like the thousands, statistically for a one-bed unit. I mean,
it's crazy. It really is.
1,500 plus for a 3-bed unit in Fall River. I mean, things have changed dramatically.
Listen, I know I'm not the oldest person in the world. I'm 23, but in my lifetime, I've seen a shift. I can picture someone who's 40, 50. They're like, oh my God, this is drastically different. But the way Fall River's moving in the surrounding areas, it's in that upward climb.
And not only that, I mean, there's some speculation here. I mean, again, we don't have a crystal ball. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen, but, with the train, coming down to the South Coast.
That's the trigger word right there.
This is, a real thing. And we're reaching milestones politically that we've never, reached with actually having the train come down to Fall River and New Bedford. So you talk to the, old timers, whatever, and they'll say, oh, we've been hearing this for 20 years that the train's coming. We've been hearing this. Oh, I'll believe it when I see it. But I'm optimistic that this is really going to happen. I mean, really going to play out the way that, it's being described. And, with that happening, I mean, look at Taunton. Look at Brockton. Taunton doesn't even have a station. Brockton has a station. Yeah. You try to touch a 3 or 4 family in Brockton right now,
it's outrageous.
You're in the 450s, if not more.
They're going 4 to 550. Right now, we're still in the 350 to 4s, maybe low 3s if you're lucky. Right. But we're right around there. They're a whole $100,000 higher.
Right. So I'm not giving investing advice at all. Disclaimer,
Yeah.
But if you have thoughts, of investing in real estate in the South Coast, I mean,
it's a place to be.
Feels like there's really no better time.
And another good example is you can kind of look on the commercial side. There's more commercial businesses coming here. There's more restaurants coming. There's more bars coming. There's more nightlife, the scene. Those are the things that start to happen because it's generating a buzz around this local area.
Right.
Because if you look back, and like I said, my parents, if you're 40, 50, that wasn't around, or those things were coming and they weren't surviving. There was no longevity.
Right.
Now these places are starting to last and have a lasting impact on the community because there's more people and there's more wealth coming to the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's these people, they have a little bit of money. They like to go out on the weekends. They like to spend a little bit. That wealth is coming. And overall, it's the market that's changing. There is a shifting market. It's a good time to invest. If you have the money, you can get the rents, and it makes sense.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here in Somerset, and we're mainly dealing with residential homes here in Somerset. I mean, multifamilies are few and far between.
But I think that'll have an effect on Somerset too. Right now, I think it's just Fall River, the multifamilies, because that's a popping market.
Yeah.
But because those people haven't rented out and wanted to buy, I think once those people move in, they'll kind of form a ground, and then they'll start to come up to the outskirt communities, and then that's when Somerset will see the boost. Right. It's happening. It's all around.
Well, I mean, no sugarcoating it. I'm born and raised in Fall River, so I'm very familiar with the market out there, very familiar with the areas. And like I said before, like I touched on, I mean, we have Boston investors. I mean, they'll reach out to me, and I'm giving tours around the city. You know, follow me, or we hop in the same car, and I'm saying
they want to know what's going on.
This is this area, this is that area. But
even some parts, like I said, people who have grown up in the city, they go, oh, stay away from that, stay away from that area. Well, guess what? That area is changing because they can't afford to live there anymore.
Well, there's gentrification everywhere.
It's happening. So. Money is coming in, and wealth is coming to the city overall. And the city is just getting a boost economically in general.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of buzz in Fall River in general. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot happening. So it's a good feel. I mean, I feel really good about what's happening in Fall River. And let's just roll forward and ride the wave. I mean,
exactly.
It's really,
let's ride the wave.
How it feels. Second thing I wanted to touch on, though, we're talking investors, people with cash a lot of the times, or I know that's some of the clients I deal with, or like a real business approach. But The other thing, to consider as, let's say, a first-time home buyer, a lot of folks want to buy a single family and live that life and, do that thing, and that's fine. We're here to help in that angle. But, with clients, I mean, if there's ever any interest in a multifamily purchase, from the get-go as a first-time home buyer, I mean, we have great opportunity out there with lending programs. I mean,
there are a lot of good programs.
Occupy the property, and your rents are being paid for.
Exactly. Have the 2 up floors, pay your mortgage, or pay half your mortgage, or pay most of your mortgage.
That's it.
It takes the burden off of you. I know a lot of people don't look at it like, oh, I want to live in a single family. Sometimes those can financially stretch your means. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of work, too.
It is. A single family is just as much work as a multifamily.
Look, I did it backwards. I mean, I bought a big house and, been down that road, basically.
Yeah, everyone wants the white picket fence, but sometimes it's not always the right option.
If I could do it a little different, no regrets, but, if I could have done it a little differently, maybe at an earlier stage, I mean, personally, I would have, started building that asset column. Kind of a no-brainer, too. When you have the opportunity to finance at 3.5% down versus 25%, so let's make that clear, to first-time home buyers. I mean,
that's a drastic number.
If you're coming in as a first-time home buyer and you have that eligibility, 3.5% is...
Use it. Significant difference. Instead of putting 60,
put the least money down that you can, because once you lose those benefits, you're looking at 25% every time. So it's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
So it's something I wanted to throw out there too.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
At this office too, we have all the guidance and support in the world. When it comes to real estate investing and taking care of our investors and giving them proper guidance.
Thank you guys. If you have any questions, comment below, and we'll see you next time.